Hey, it's Brenda, and I'm building Blue Ridge Cottage Court in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley. Follow along and dive deeper in my Substack, Cottage Court Chronicles. So, hey, please subscribe below. Thanks for those of you who are already subscribing. Yes, I've shifted my YouTube channel from RV life, from financial coaching to building a cottage court. I am here in Uruguay. I'm here for 2 more days, and as I spoke about in my last video, I was here for a scouting trip. Good possibility if I have to flee the United States, but I am going to come back to the United States. I had this idea here, and this has been a wonderful, wonderful trip for many reasons, but I had this idea of me building the community I want to live in rather than me trying to find community I wanted to live in. So I've had a bit of reverse engineering to the future. So follow along. And I'm going to talk about 7 reasons why I'm choosing to build, we're calling it Blue Ridge Cottage Court. And first I want to tell you a little bit about what a cottage court is, or my idea of a cottage court. They tend to vary a little bit, especially in terms of the type of housing. So for me, tiny housing, RV living, that's always there. It's been a possibility, but I would like to move to something a little bit bigger. I don't need and I don't want a big house again, but I'd like to have maybe a little 2-bedroom house somewhere. And so most of the ordinances now that I've seen in terms of cottage courts, it's houses under 1,200 square feet. Sometimes there's not a minimum, but a tiny house generally is 400 square feet. So you have a big range of houses. The key is it's not centered on your parking, on your street, and on your car. Okay, if there's parking, it is in the back or on the side. It is mostly hidden. Here, there's a central courtyard. So in my version of a cottage court, I have my friends, old friends and new friends, who each purchased their own home, and we have a common courtyard, a central area, a gathering point. I can see us all having big front porches where we can just, pop on over and say hello and sit and visit. We have group decision making in regard to the common space, and we're looking out for each other. So it's individual ownership, individual homes, but making decisions together and creating this incredibly beautiful, quiet, calming, common space that we all share. For me, I would love to have this in a smaller town or someplace along a bike trail, walking paths, parks. That's all really important to me. 7 reasons why I'm doing this and why I'm hoping to do this in Virginia. So first of this is I love my independence, but this year in particular, it's been lonely. It's been, I'm on my own with a couple of wonderful cats, but I want to build more community, and this is a way to build community with people that I enjoy being around with. So, I think as we get older, especially older women, you start thinking, well, what happens if I fall in my house, I can't reach my phone? How many days will it take for someone to find my body? I mean, honestly, the suburbs are, filled with people who come and go, off to work, garages out front, and there's really not anyone to check in on you. And that's like that throughout most of life. And so this is a way to be able to provide some safety as I age. So anyway, number 1 is kind of combating loneliness. Second is aging in place. I'm in my early 60s now, and I'd like to find a place that I just love coming home to, and I want to live there for the rest of my life. And by building a cottage court community with those check-ins and people sort of collaborating and helping one another, these places are built for aging in place. That has a strong appeal to me. Third is staying close to family. So, I mean, my family is scattered throughout the United States, but, we're talking Wisconsin, Tennessee, and Colorado. And to be able to have a place and maybe take off for a weekend or a week and see my sisters, hang out with them. And, people are looking after my house, hopefully looking after my cats, and I can do the same for them. But being able to visit my family versus moving to Uruguay, which would be impossible, really. So that was actually a reason to stay in the United States, primary reason, being close to friends and family. And a fourth reason is finding my people. So when I was in Virginia, I became a Virginia Master Naturalist. So one of the first things I will do is check out that program and rejoin and build that network of friends. I have some friends in Virginia, and I can't wait to see and visit with them again. But this is also a way for me to, bring in that natural world into, this is going to be a very eco-friendly little community. So we're going to conserve energy. We're going to try to use alternate sources. We're going to, build sustainably. We're going to naturalize those gardens. We're going to do things in a way that feeds the earth, which is a huge value and sustains us as human beings. Fifth reason is the Shenandoah Valley. I've lived in Northern Virginia. I've lived in Williamsburg, Virginia. But even when I was in Northern Virginia, my refuge was driving west and heading into the Shenandoah Valley. It's always been sort of a refuge for me, and even in Williamsburg, to go out in the fall and check out the apple cider donuts and apple season out in the Blue Ridge. My first RV trip, it was 2020, and we were deep in the heart of COVID. I stayed at a campground in the Blue Ridge Mountains for 2 weeks. 2022, I was back again, exploring Shenandoah and Blue Ridge. Hiking was incredible. It's just an incredibly beautiful place. So the Shenandoah speaks to me, and I hope to be along bike paths and be able to walk places and just enjoy the mountain scenery. A sixth reason was, I want to build this community. I want to take my vision and create it, rather than accepting a house in the suburbs, more isolation, or an apartment. I don't see my vision out there. It's the building codes are just starting to change in some of the cities in Virginia to encourage this type of housing, but most of the city codes are, you've got one house per lot, and it's all same group of developers and construction crew, and they all look alike. It's like, just cookie cutter houses. And I didn't want that. So I thought, well, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to see if I can create this community that's in my head. And then finally, seventh reason, this is about living my values. And it's about being around with other people who share my values, and that has become more and more critical as those values are intruded upon by our current regime. And so values of sustainability, of taking care of the earth, of looking out for other human beings, of not being judgmental, but understanding the values of diversity, educating ourselves, thinking globally, being progressive. All of those things are something that I can build my little bubble. I can build my community. I can find others who share those values and create an organizational structure where we make decisions together, we honor those values, and we address any conflicts that come up in a peaceable way. So those are the 7 reasons. So we've got, the loneliness factor, aging in place. We have staying close to family, basically finding my people again. Shenandoah Valley, which calls me home, and building instead of searching, and then really honestly living my values. So it's going to be a challenge. I'm not a developer. I'm not a real estate person. I am a sociologist. I love planning. I love organizing. I love filling in the gaps of my knowledge, and there are resources out there that are going to guide me. So this channel and my Substack, Cottage Court Chronicles, is going to document my journey all the way from Uruguay to my winter base in California. And if all goes well, I will be taking my RV and heading back east into Virginia in the summer to begin looking for land and figuring out how this is all going to work. If that interests you, hey, join along, and I will have on my Substack pretty soon a form that you can fill out if you are interested in either joining our Blue Ridge Cottage Court or learning more about it and how you can create your own. And I'll keep that list, and as this project develops and we're going to go, I know there's going to be mistakes, but hang along, come along, and enjoy the journey. And hey, I'm glad to have you here. Please subscribe. We'll see you next time.